Hey everyone, Fox from Fox and Kit WoodWorks and Fox Den videos. I know on this channel we typically talk about things like the joiner, the table saw, drill presses, big power tools, right? But what about the small ones that help us assemble them? Today, we're going to be doing an unboxing and review of the SKIL Twist 2.0. Stay tuned to find out more. Okay, what got me to buy this? Well, was it the fact that I needed a new little tool to put things together, get stuff done around the house? Or maybe it was the fact that my wife commented at some other person at another house when assembling something had this nice little screwdriver to be able to put it together quickly. It was probably that one, not the latter. But anyways, I went around and looked and was trying to find a compact, more powerful drill or electric drill hand tool that I could use besides the little one that I use on my computer. And I ended up coming up and finding this SKIL Twist 2.0. Now, they have a few different variants. They have a 4-volt series that has anywhere from small drills, straight drills, to this one. And why did I go with this one? Well, found it on Amazon for a good price, and also the fact that it has a twisting head that allows you to get into different areas. It seemed like a useful tool around the house and putting things together. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I'm going to bring you over on this side so you can get a better view. All right, we're going to go ahead and try a new angle for you guys to show you the unboxing process. So this is our SKIL Twist 2.0. It's a 28-piece set. They have one set bigger. I think it's 33 pieces. I didn't really see what was the difference between those. The other one that you could find was only like a 4 or 8-bit set. So this is probably the one you're going to go with. Let's go ahead and open it up, check out what's in the box. So we have our instruction manual. And when we actually open this up, you have the actual tool itself. A little cover we'll just get rid of. Bunch of different bits to select from, including some like kind of already longer standard bits with Phillips flathead, the square head, which I can't think of it right now, a Torx, little extension bit, and your charging cable. And the nice thing is it just plugs off of like the newer USB, so if you got an iPhone or anything like that, you'll be able to have plenty of these laying around. Turning it on, you pull it out, press this button down here, you can see the red light comes on, hold it down, that unlocks it. You then have different driving bit settings here that you can click through. And then up here is your tighten, your loosen. You can see that if I change it, it changes kind of the speed and the torque of it. And this button here is what allows you to twist it in 2 different angles. So now you can come in at a, about a 45-degree angle versus straight on, a slight angle. So yeah, they just clip in. It looks like they're magnetic. Lock in there like that. You can get your next bit, put it in there. You got your extension, and off you're running. So let's go ahead and test it out on a few things over here. All right, and we're back. So we're going to go ahead and try a few different things here, some of the stuff that you might have around the house and in the shop. So the first thing is just going to be your simple, kid's battery ran out for their light. You're going to change that out. So this should be quite simple. I'm going to go ahead and pick the smaller bit, and let's just see how it works. All right, did its job, got it right out, and let's put it back in. And it stopped on its own there. Kind of a nice feature is it does have an auto off. When I was sitting there while I was trying to find objects to be able to put screws in and out of, I wanted to see, different levels of air, like easy, but it was off by the time I got back. Second part, maybe you got a little motor around the house for a kid's toy or something else. You need to replace it, repair it. Let's see how it works on here. We're going to go ahead and change out the bit from the smaller Phillips to a little bit larger and see how that works. like butter. Just goes and pulls them right out. So, you know, a little bit heavier item, still simple plastics and whatnot. See, it's got a little bit more torque under it to set these into the plastic, but it does just a fine job. So we'll call that our medium level. Now our hard level. And I know that it's probably not designed to do this, but I said, you know what? Let's really put it through the paces. That is a piece of old, dry, white oak. And we're going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is take this one out completely, and I'm going to put in this preset head for it with a Phillips. And we're going to see if we can get this nail or the screw in there. Oops, wrong one. Let me go ahead and grab it there. All right, that looks like a good fit. Let's see if this will actually drive it into the wood. Well, it took a little bit, but it actually drove it down about 1/4 of an inch. So, got you a little bit of shake there. I'm kind of impressed with that from this little guy. Would you want to do this around your entire house? No, but just for the fact that it was able to do that, especially if you had a pre-drilled hole, if you saw there was no pre-drilled holes on this, you know, it actually was able to get it going. Just playing around with these torque settings to see where it's at. Right now I'm set to the highest, and yeah, we're maxed out on it. But if that was a pre-drilled hole, it would be able to put it right in. So let's go ahead and switch you back over to the other side, and we'll go over our final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts. We're going to call it, and get back to the old good, the bad. We're going to switch it to the dusty. So, the goods on this. The fact that it comes with, you know, a good bit set, 28 pieces, has a charging cable, everything else. I like the fact this has some torque settings on it where you can change it down, you know, from a higher to a lower. I do like the fact that you can change this position-wise. Helps you get in a little bit of different angled areas, you know, especially under cabinets, things like that, if you need to tighten a screw. The bad. Well, the one thing I didn't like, and I was hoping it did have, is the ability to go to 90. It would just seem like that might be one more notch that would be just great to be able to get really in to like the back corner of something. Outside of that, I'm not really seeing any other bads. It's got a good feel to it. It feels good in the hand. Not the hugest fan with the button pressing. With the thumb hold like this, it's easy. But like if you had to do it with your finger, not as you know, intuitive. Doesn't feel exactly the same. But maybe that's something I can just get used to. But yeah, and the dusty, which is kind of the ugly. Really nothing except it doesn't look like the fanciest cool tool. But who cares about looks, right? Look at me. Anyways. Thank you all for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, share it to your friends, and as always, stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.